stand like a basket? All right. Hi. I think I'll start in English and then I'll switch to Portuguese. I'm actually from New York City and I live in Rio. So there's also a part of my life where I wasn't speaking in Portuguese every single day, in every moment. I studied anthropology and I traveled and lived in different countries around the world to really understand that what I wanted to do with my life was work with women's rights, because that was my experience traveling alone. That was my experience studying anthropology in different countries. That was my experience going back to the US and looking at things more deeply. And I moved to Brazil to research women's rights and the feminist movement here. And I will speak in Portuguese now.
I arrived here 2 years ago and started researching with a collective of female feminists. I would like to understand the reproductive rights, which is something very difficult here. And with the methodology of anthropology, you listen to people. It's an active listening. Anthropology is not about inserting a theory or imposing a scholar or taking things is being part and observing actively. You kind of need to live and understand the culture and listen to people. And to me, I thought I would be part of the movement and listen to women, what they wanted to know, what they were doing. And during this time, I found collaborative economy. I started going to a collaborative house in Rio, which was completely open for free creation. It worked with aware collaboration, and that's where I did my research. I became part of the community, a community of people who believe in collaboration, who live collaboration, and it was a daily living, and people were together every day, and they arrived to the house together. And during this time, the house closed. Me and other girls there started thinking about the idea of a collaborative house managed by women, because in Catete 92, the articulation of the house wouldn't always include female voices. And some women felt the need of opening and having a space for their voices. So that's how the project Agora Juntas started.
No, the third slide. Good.
I always tell people that a collaborative house is more than a space. It is really a community, an ecosystem of people. In the case of any collaborative house, and in our specific case, it would be a support network, a sorority network, and solidarity among women. It would be a platform to give visibility and voice to women, because unfortunately our leadership is not the same yet. So there is no inclusion of women, And this culture will take a lot of time to change. If we don't change it now, we don't change ourselves. So every collaborative house, collaborative project is different. They use different tools, different concepts. In our case, we use the models of female solidarity economy and collaborative economy using collaboration and awareness concepts and capital, human capital as a value. And the model of female solidarity economy is basically the model of economic solidarity. It's a network of women supporting themselves and giving economical support one to the other. And more than that, this is a space for co-creation and partnership and growth. But in the end, if the space were not important, we wouldn't be trying to create spaces. Space is important. It is symbolic, but it's real as well. It's tangible. It's something that you feel in your skin. The spaces that we've been to changed us, and the space of belonging and collaboration and leadership, autonomy, everything is still missing. Here in Rio, there isn't a space contemplating the female empowerment and the movement of women and the transformation leadership of women as a whole. So the space is important in the end. We are here in a wonderful space as well, talking about leadership and the relationship among people and space. It is very important. We have a lot of networks now. Our network has grown a lot. And any work of building networks is a long journey. So this project has 1 year since Catete 92 was closed. So we articulate and we meet and talk and know new people every day, even here. We have about 30 groups of women. Our process of co-creation involves gathers presential meetings, mapping, a Facebook group. And what does it mean, co-creation? It is a process in which not only a few people decide to everybody, but the majority of people wanting something decide the process. So a group of 10 women cannot create a space contemplating all the women if only them are doing that. So we created a mapping that is basically a form of research, and we gave it to people all over Rio de Janeiro. We have a very diverse demography, and 30% are from the North Zone, and 35% from the South Zone, and some from Baixada and the West Zone and downtown and so on. And this mapping is literally the co-creation of the house with questions like why would the women use the house and what is the financial reality. So this is a very open process, a very clear process, and I consider it co-creation. And I would also like to highlight that women represent innovation, as they weren't historically included, and they are not the face of leadership. What do they bring? What do they do to have all this effort? It's because we believe women are innovation. They represent desires and projects and perspectives, opinions, realities that are not represented and implemented. 80% of women answering this mapping, they wanted to use the house for projects that they haven't even started yet. So they need space and resources, and women representing non-governmental agencies and projects within our networks, they are already innovative. So they created the first female block in Rio, the only university of human rights online, which is totally collaborative and free. A magazine for teenager girls, a network of ecofeminist entrepreneurs and urban collectives. So we have a lot of things, and also we see a multiplicity within each woman. So they may sponsor very different projects at the same time, and it's very interesting to see what they do with a few resources, with a few support and space, and so we can imagine what they would do with more. So that's it. So that's it. Thank you for listening to me. You may now follow us in the social networks. We'll have an occupation in the second semester. The project is to create a permanent house, a permanent space, but starting and articulating with the collaborative projects, it's very difficult, especially because they are collaborative. So we need to articulate with each collective, each organization or company. We'll have an occupation in the space downtown, because this is the region that was the most voted one for the house. Even though they don't live downtown, they chose it as the place of easiest access to everybody. And this occupation will be from October to November. So if you would like to gather us, if you have a project, a woman to suggest to the project, a workshop, a speech, a course to offer, a collective movement, we are completely open to do so. This is the space for you, and I am here to learn from you. I believe that this collaborative economy, solidarity economy, and creative economy is the future. I truly believe on that. I think we need to gather. So thank you.